Every year, around this time, the spotlight is on the global effort to end violence against women. It's called the 16 Days Campaign. And here are the numbers. It's estimated 1 in 3 women experiences sexual or physical violence. On the streets of South Africa, that's what women and girls face every day as they are prostituted and trafficked for sex work. One organization in South Africa wants prostitution recognized as a form of violence against women. Embrace Dignity is an NGO advocating for what is called the Nordic model approach to prostitution laws. To tell us more is the executive director of Embrace Dignity, Noziswe Madlala-Routledge. She joins us via Skype from Cape Town, South Africa. Ms. Madlala-Routledge, thank you so very much for being with us this morning. You say prostitution should be recognized as a form of violence against women. Why do you say that?
Firstly, I want to say good morning and happy holidays. In South Africa, we have the 16 days for no violence against women and children. And for us at Embrace Dignity, that includes dealing with the issue of prostitution, which we regard as violence against women. Here are the facts. The majority of those who buy women for sex are men. If you look at a country like France, which recently passed the Nordic model law, which we call the equality law, statistics show us that 99% of those who buy women for sex are men. Prostitution is founded on, and it perpetuates, gender inequality, the oppression of women, the systemic oppression of women. So for us, anything that underlines the gender inequality and perpetuates it is violence against women.
Give us a little more detail just about what exactly the Nordic model is, which has been used in Europe, and how something which might seem to work in Europe, not everyone agrees on that, how something which might seem to work there could work in a place like South Africa.
Well, to start with, the principles on which the equality model law is founded are in line with the South African Constitution. As you may know, the South African Constitution is regarded as one of the best in the world. It recognizes the value of equality and it recognizes the value of human dignity. So for us in South Africa, this would be an appropriate law to pass. We realize that in fact, it is the socio-economic conditions in South Africa and other parts of the world that drive prostitution. We therefore think that any intervention has to deal with those socio-economic conditions. And this particular law in particular does that. It does that in 4 different ways. 1, it targets demand. It looks at making those who buy women for sex take accountability for the harms they cause. Secondly, it mandates the government to ensure women and those people in prostitution actually gain access to medical treatments, they gain access to economic opportunities and education. And as you know, education is one of the fundamental rights which in fact brings about the kind of freedom and choice that many of us are so grateful for. Thirdly, this particular model law changes the culture in society where men feel they are entitled to women's bodies. We find that in countries like Sweden, they've succeeded to raise awareness in public about the harms of prostitution. And it's making the buying of sex not a desirable thing to do by making those who buy women for sex pay for it. So we think that this is the law that will work in South Africa because if you look at the other models that have been tried in New Zealand, in the Netherlands, that is, in New Zealand, non-criminalization, and in the Netherlands, legalization, you find there that in those countries, it actually doesn't address the fundamental problems of socio-economic inequality. You find that it increases the trafficking of women to those countries where prostitution is legalized, where prostitution is not criminalized. Many of those who sell sex in the Netherlands come from other countries. They come from Africa. They come from Eastern Europe. If it was such a good thing to do, why don't we see more Dutch women doing it? So obviously, this is a situation where inequality is perpetuated by prostitution. It's founded itself on inequality.
Ms. Nozizwe Madlala-Routledge, the Executive Director of Embrace Dignity, thank you so very much for joining us. We wish you all the best as you work to raise awareness during the 16 Days of Activism campaign. Thank you very much.